J-Rock would be the last one doing it because he's an idiot.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody walking on the face of the earth trying to judge a J-Rock. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? But I ain't shook because motherfuckers try to take me out and stuff, but they can't, right? You know what I'm saying?
You're saying, know what I'm saying, too many times. 80 or 90 times? That's too many times. Once or twice is cool, but 80 or 90 times, man?
What are you, from the department of know what I'm saying? You taking the know what I'm census? You counting my know what I'm saying? We're hanging out, right? It's
8
all
or 9
good.
times? That's
But
too
you
many know
see
what I'm
saying?
saying.
Riding
You know
on
what
my
I'm saying?
jock, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to have a good time, you know what I'm saying? And you're counting my know what I'm
That's too
saying.
many times. That's
How am I
once or
supposed to
twice
be
is
myself
cool,
when you're counting my
8 or
know what I'm
9
saying
times,
all the time, you know what I'm saying?
J-Rock,
Saying what? You know what I'm saying?
This week on the Red Eye Report, we talk about Altballs. First is the ashtray. Tonight he's going to be telling us about the ABA, or the American Basketball Association. One thing he wasn't going to tell us is that he once belonged to a very different ABA. There might have been lots of black men and balls, but the Anal Blast Academy was a very different kind of organization indeed.
The Anal Blast Academy.
Next to him is a sweet cuddly teddy bear.
I got a lot of medals.
He can't jump. And then there's Mystic.
What the fuck? Whoa, go back. What the fuck is? I can't jump. What is?
I'm just trying to fucking.
He's hosting the intro here.
Man.
You gotta take it.
And then there's Mystic. Despite living in the land of alcoholism, cheese, and obesity, Mystic is a diehard Patriots fan. And let's face it, this is going to be Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl appearance. 3 of them wins. Not a bad record. Mystic has a record too, but instead of having millions of dollars, a supermodel wife, etc., his involves court appearances, solitary confinement, and eating a cum-soaked biscuit. And finally, there's myself. I'm the 232nd ranked cat wrangler in the world, and this is the Red Eye Report.
Cat wrangler?
Hey,
What does that entail?
it's
Hey, man.
rounding up cats, man.
Just
Right.
I don't
Bella's
understand
hard
why you
enough
can't
to
jump,
get
though.
in.
I don't get this.
Hey,
Wait, you just.
I've
look
never
at
seen
this
you
on
jump,
YouTube.
dude.
What are you talking about?
You ever seen me jump? I'm a black man. Of course I can fucking jump.
Ah, that's stereotyping.
Stereotype.
It's not
you can play
stereotyping.
bass too.
I got one in my basement.
You can cook barbecue and play bass.
Oh, I don't doubt it's cooking. I've heard him cook.
That's funny. All right. Well, tonight on the Red Eye Report, we're talking about alternate balls. Alt balls. And starting off with the alt balls is Ashtray with the ABBA. The Swedish super group ABBA.
Oh, ABBA. So ABBA was the American Basketball Association. It was founded in
I
1967.
don't have a link for it, Ashtray.
Oh my
The
God!
hell,
I
man.
got it up on my screen here for all our video fans.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Here,
I was
hold
gonna
on.
do that, but
Putting this link right
you
here
don't
for you,
remember.
though.
You don't remember us talking about that?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I thought it was already in the outline. So the ABA, anyways, they were a secondary Major League Basketball team. They had some rough starts. Oh, shut up, phone. They had some rough starts in the beginning, and 1960s. Oh my God, you're
It's
You could
probably
just turn the volume
Mystic.
down like
You just
normal.
break
Mystic
it?
calling
Tootsie.
you.
Yeah, I'm texting you.
shut up. Trying to be professional here. The American Basketball Association was founded in 1967. It was competing with the well-established NBA at the time and they went for 9 years until in 1976 they did a merger with the NBA. Although at the end it was the NBA kind of had them by the balls because they run out of money. But the ABA were known for they had a red, white, and blue basketball, which at first a lot of people thought was just like a fucking beach ball gimmick. But then it kind of became very synonymous because you could capture the different spins of the ball visually compared to the NBA balls, where you could some of the players, and one thing about the ABA is they were loose on the rules, and players had the ability to do a lot more kind of like street basketball, like playground rules kind of stuff. And the way they would
Call
roll
your
that
own
ball
fouls
off their
type shit.
fingertips. What's that?
Call your own fouls type of shit.
Yeah. the way they'd roll the ball off their fingertips and stuff while shooting, the fans just, you kind of get mesmerized by it. And even the players who initially started in the league said that they sometimes would miss a catch because it kind of like was almost hypnotizing watching that ball fly at you. And they also invented the 3-pointer.
Really?
And
the NBA didn't have 3-pointer?
No.
No, the NBA didn't have a 3-pointer until like the late 70s, right?
Yep, when they
like late 70s, early 80s when the 3-pointer
when they
came
merged, basically the NBA kind of took they took the 3-pointer and they also took
24-second clock.
Yeah, the 24-second clock was actually
that was the NBA.
Originally
they
the NBA
30, yeah.
But they took the 3-pointer and they also like the slam dunk competition that was invented by the ABA. The ABA was much more of like, they were in some smaller cities that they did a lot of community work where, fundraisers and stuff like that. Or they have like, it's the Girl Scout cookie night, sign up and buy your cookies. And
right.
They also had like in Miami, their team, because they were trying, Miami's just full of, 60-year-olds. They kind of had what they called the bikini girls or the ball girls. And they were just cheerleaders in straight up bikinis. Who would solicit people. And there was one scene where like they had some demonstration. Who would solicit
people?
Yeah. And they would have this one scene where the police did like, they brought in, one of their attack dogs, and they put one of those big pads on the ball girl's arm and like sent a dog after her, and yanking her around. Yeah, like right in the middle of the court during halftime. They had all these crazy.
What could go wrong?
Exactly. These crazy halftime antics. One of the most famous players was Julius Erving, Dr. J, who played for the Nets.
Julius Erving.
Julius.
Yeah, you said Jules Erving.
Whatever. Jules Erving.
Right, man.
Whatever, he says.
I didn't even know the ABA existed. I'm just trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen.
But you never heard of Dr. Julius Erving? Really?
I've heard of Dr. J as the term of like an old basketball player who was really good, but that's, as a white boy from Potosi. Fuck if I.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know it was. Yeah. Man, call me white.
Hey, that's the life here at the Red Eye Report, man.
Right. He kind of floated them for the last number of years just because so many people were captivated by him, and he full-heartedly embraced the ABA because he was allowed to be, I don't know, I guess it sounded like the NBA had pretty stifling rules and zone coverage and stuff at the time, and the ABA actually, after merging, helped the NBA kind of loosen up and have a little more flair in the games. And let me see what the list of the teams were. We had the Anaheim Amigos, Los Angeles Stars, the Utah Stars, which actually ended up becoming the Utah Jazz. The Dallas Chaparrals. Chaparrals. What's a chaparral? Is it like a chaperone?
I have no fucking idea.
San Antonio Spurs, Houston Mavericks, Carolina Cougars, Spirit of St.Louis. The Spirits of St. Louis. Utah Rockies. Indiana Pacers. Kansas City. Denver / Rockets / Nuggets. Kentucky Colonels. Minnesota Muskies. Miami Floridians. That's the stupidest name.
Floridians.
Yeah.
New Orleans Buccaneers. Memphis Pros. The Baltimore Hustlers / Claws just changed their name.
The Hustlers?
The New York, New Jersey Americans. The New York Nets. Oakland Oaks. Wait, no, the Oakland Americans or the Oakland Oaks. Washington Capitals. Virginia Squires. Pittsburgh Pipers. And the San Diego Conquistadors.
Wow.
And only 4 teams ended up going to the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs, the Utah Jazz, and let's see what else. The Indiana Pacers and the Denver Nuggets. But there's a really interesting HBO documentary called Long Shot. I recommend for anyone like myself who has really no idea about the ABA and wants to watch some cool old cats talk about and what looked like there were some pretty fun games, like really fast-paced action.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you done now?
Hey, I figured you guys weren't riding my ass yet. I might as well just stop and put a long awkward pause in there.
I wonder where the Harlem Globetrotters came from.
Yeah, that almost seems like they came from the ABA. You know what I'm saying?
Do they have the same colored ball as the ABA?
I think they do.
They do, yeah.
Maybe they're a number of
I read a book on them a long time ago. They
post ABA
exactly.
people. Because I know there was a lot of there were players that liked the kind of flair and fanfare. They said, like, even though they just couldn't get the TV coverage as the NBA.
And I'm sure that was by design too.
Oh yeah.
From the NBA, because
the NBA was taught them of them as enemies. I mean, they actually kind of only survived because they lowered their age for when they could recruit people. They'd recruit people who were like freshmen in college, freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
Get them out before the NBA could.
Right on. Well, we're talking about another basketball league, or some more basketball stuff is Teddy. Of course, we had to give him that, right? Because he's black.
Because I'm black, of course.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, so you put the white guy first before him so he can make fun of me.
Yeah, well,
Goddamn right.
All right.
It's not Jules Irving, you fucking idiot.
So yeah, back in 2010, I'd heard about this back in 2010. That's why I brought it up when we were talking about topics. The All-American Basketball Alliance, which is announced by a guy named Don Lewis. It was going to be an all-white basketball league. In order for you to be eligible to play in this league, you had to be a natural-born United States citizen, and both of your parents had to be white. You couldn't, no halfies allowed in this motherfucker. All right.
No halfies allowed.
No halfies allowed. Now, Lewis wanted to state that he is not a racist. He said that.
Yeah, you say that, you're okay.
Yeah.
I said no offense. But he said the reason he wanted to is because white people. One of the reasons he said is because white people are the minority now, and there should be a league for all white players so that way they can play fundamental basketball, which is what they liked. Because he wanted to emphasize the fundamentals of basketball, not the street ball played by people of color. Yeah. He also this is back in 2000. This is when Gilbert Arenas brought the gun into the fucking locker room and shit like that. He said how players. He said like, yeah, when you go to a game, would you want to worry about a player flipping you off or attacking you in the stands or grabbing their crotch or something like that? Because white people don't do that type of shit in basketball games.
Right. Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny. It never really got off the ground. It was slated to start off in about 12 cities in the South, and he's going to start in the South first. But he's not a racist.
Did you
smart businessman?
Did you see that the Daily Show did a feature on it?
Yeah, I did. I hadn't looked at it yet though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that it got as much traction as it did.
Right.
Well, it didn't really get any traction. A lot of people. I was reading some articles on it. A lot of people were saying that because Lewis used to be like an ex boxing promoter, that he was trying to promote himself. That it was all like a hoax, and just like a very bad hoax. But it was just a hoax. It never really got off the ground anywhere because no city, all of the cities that are supposed to go to, Augusta, fucking Atlanta, Chattanooga, Knoxville, none of the cities were like, they were like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. So he was just saying.
Yeah.
He's saying this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. But nothing really ever came of it. And it just went down in flames because no city wanted to be like, yeah, we got an all-white basketball league.
Yeah.
Come check us out. I mean, who are you going to go see play? The Atlanta Hawks or the Atlanta Crackers? I mean, which one are you going to see?
Atlanta Crackers.
I'm just being real.
The St. Louis
Yeah,
Celtics.
yeah. Another thing I looked up was slam ball, which I don't know if y'all remember this. It was the basketball that was played on trampolines.
What?
I never saw
Yeah,
this.
I remember
It came
seeing
on.
that.
It came on Spike TV for 2 seasons back in 2002 and 2003.
Oh, I think I remember hearing
When
about
they first showed the commercials for it, I thought it was like, oh, this is cool, fucking basketball on trampolines. Why didn't people think of this before? And then you saw him play, and you're like, okay, this fucking sucks.
So was
It's
the
pretty much-
whole floor trampoline, or were there
The whole floor is trampolines, yes.
Really? So do you,
The
you
whole
don't,
floor is
you don't
bouncing this
dribble the
way and
ball?
that.
You don't dribble the ball. I think you do.
really.
Let's look at the rules here. There was some kind of like dribbling.
It'd almost be
procedure,
like
but it wasn't-
rugby or some shit. You'd have to hold.
Yeah,
it.
and that's pretty much what it was. It was just fucking guys. One guy would take get from half court, take one bounce to the and then fucking just like try to dunk it. That's all it was. The whole fucking game. Sometimes you had people try to shoot, but it was no real point. Never really it never really got off the ground. I mean, it did it had 2 seasons air in 2002. And then in 2007 it had a season air on CBS Sports Network.
What was it called? Slam ball?
It was called Slam Ball, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the last season it came on, it was like Cartoon Network. But it never really took off. And if it was more like a slam dunk, if it was like a team of slam dunk contests on trampolines, then I could see it actually being a lot better. But trying to play like a game of basketball on trampolines, not really.
Well, it seems
Yeah.
like American Gladiators mixed with basketball. I got a video up on
And
it.
it was funny because it was a lot of. I remember it being a lot of fights or altercations, and it's because these guys are jumping like I said, they take one jump from half court and hit the trampoline on the other side of half court and just take off toward the rim. And then there's one guy's like, "I'm going to jump up and stop him." I'm like, "Yeah, you gonna jump straight up while this guy's coming at you?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "What are you retarded?" And
Well, no, they
just
could
off
hit them
mathematics.
even before they get to the trampolines because there's an open section in the middle where they have to run through.
Yeah.
And you can hit them like fucking like American Gladiator style, just like take them out.
Yep.
Is that show still on? American Gladiators?
I think it came back.
I think they did a short-lived like
With Hulk Hogan and
what-
Tatiana Ali.
a redo or whatever. Or,
Hulk Hogan and
what do
Tatiana
they call
Ali,
that when they
I
redo
swear
a
to
show?
God, it was them too. I'll look it up and see, but I could have swore.
Reincarnation.
I could have swore it was
something.
them.
All right. So,
Hogan.
shit, I don't even know what time it is here. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh,
20 minutes. We got 10 yet.
At the crowd there. So, yeah. All right. We're going to move on to the USFL, which I knew it was around. I guess I never really knew how big it was and how threatening it was to the already established NFL at the time. The USFL was the United States Football League. It was established in 1983. Really, the idea, I guess, was around since the 70s or 65 by some dude, by David Dixon. He wanted to create another league, I guess. So basically what it was an 18-team league. It started in 83. And I didn't know this. Like, I didn't know, I guess, who played for them, but let me get back to that. Sorry.
Please tell us.
Where the fuck was he? Man.
Shit, Mystic, you done lost
Man.
your notes.
Yeah, I done fucked up, dude.
Man, Ashtray at least sounded a little more convincing.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Boom. Boom. Chill. All right. Okay, so Herschel Walker played in the USFL.
Really?
Jim Kelly. They tried real hard to get Eric Dickerson and Dan Marino, and that was in that From Elway to Marino, that 30 for 30 documentary. That's in there. Like, Dan Marino was courted really hard by the USFL, and they were paying a shit ton more. They were paying a lot more. Like, Jim Kelly's first contract was outrageous, like comparatively to the NFL. They also had Steve Young played his first two
What?
seasons.
Really?
There. Yes, Steve Young and Jim Kelly played in the finals in '85. I think it was the last year that it was around. Steve Young won. He was a fucking USFL champion.
Really?
Yeah. Reggie White
No way.
Marcus
Wow.
Dupree. Yep. Doug Williams, Joe Cribbs. These Donald Trump actually owned one of the teams. It was the Generals, New York Generals or something like that. But they say actually in that documentary that he's one of the reasons that the entire league went down was
Donald
because
Trump?
of Trump. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason, I guess, is because he's just he wanted control of everything. And if he couldn't have it, he was going to take the thing down with him.
Really?
Basically, yeah. So he like fucking didn't finance the team. Like another team was fucking, they weren't paying their players and shit. Like they ran out of money basically. So like fucking basically there was some lawsuit with the NFL wanting to, it was an antitrust lawsuit, I guess. That they wanted to sue the USFL and they just couldn't pay. They couldn't stand up to the money that the NFL had. But I guess it was a very just kind of like the ABA, just a looser league. You know what I mean? There was less regulations. But yeah, it was only around for 3 years, man. And there's some big name players that went on. I mean, Jim Kelly went on to 4 straight Super Bowls. Fucking
Right.
Joe Montana won 2, or not Joe Montana. Steve Young won 2 fucking Super Bowls. You know, like that's Reggie White won a fucking Super Bowl. You know, and that's crazy that this was around. And
What was that league called?
the USFL, United States Football League. Yeah, league MVP Jim Kelly he played for the Houston Gamblers. Herschel Walker was the 85 league MVP for the New Jersey Generals. Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
They had the Arizona Outlaws. There was 2 Arizona teams, Arizona Wranglers, the Birmingham Stallions, Boston Breakers, Chicago Blitz, Denver Gold, Houston Gamblers, Jacksonville Bulls, Memphis Showboats, Los Angeles Express, Michigan
I'd love
Panthers,
to be on the Showboats team.
New Jersey Generals, Oakland Invaders, Oklahoma Outlaws, Philadelphia Stars, Baltimore Stars, Pittsburgh Maulers, San Antonio Gunslingers, Tampa Bay Bandits, Washington Federals, which later became the Orlando Renegades. Anyway, yeah. But so that's it's really interesting, that documentary I recommended. It's called From Elway to Marino, or Marino to Elway, one of the two. Anyway, but there was also another football alternative league, if you guys remember this, from 2001 called the XFL. It was founded by Vince McMahon, who was the WWE guy, or WWF founder or whatever. World Wrestling Federation. Anyway, it only lasted a year. It was widely ridiculed, and McMahon even conceded that the league was a colossal failure. So yeah, it only had I want to say it had 8 teams in it. Yeah, it started out with 8 teams: the Orlando Rage, the Chicago Enforcers, New York Hitmen.
New York Hitmen. Oh,
Actually, it's
God.
New York/New Jersey Hitmen. I don't know how they
Yeah, I
have
think
to.
the
Anyway,
MLS teams were like colored
Teams
like white and
moved.
blue or some shit.
yeah,
I remember
Birmingham,
that shit. It was
Birmingham Thunderbolts, the Los Angeles Extreme, the San Francisco Demons, the Memphis Maniacs, spelled with an X, Maniax, and the Las Vegas Outlaws. Tommy
Sounds
Maddox,
like all wrestling teams.
he played in the XFL because he was later
what was the difference
Steelers
of the
quarterback.
XFL?
Oh,
What made him different?
Hold on a second, I'm looking through this. Tommy Maddox, man. It was just a flash. It was played just like, I forgot to say that the USFL was played during the NFL's off season, so they could get
good viewers.
Yeah.
viewers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of the big things that the XFL stood for was extreme football. It was supposed to be, you know, just like the WWF, extreme. Fucking, he referred to the NFL as the no fun league. So they had, less fucking rules about.
So like you could
less,
face mask and shit.
yeah, like there was leniency when that shit came along. You know what I'm saying? But it was more like wrestling than anything. It was, you could tell that there was a setup aspect to it.
No, this wasn't arena ball, was it?
No, it was played in
It
full.
was played in football.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was full.
And that's
pass.
another one we could talk about too, is arena football. I didn't really look anything up, but that's been around for a while, to be honest with you. And I think that's because it's a different style of football. You know, it isn't like an outdoor arena. It's an arena football. It's small. It's
smaller,
high scoring. It's fun to watch, and it just.
I don't understand why more arena football kickers don't get drafted to the NFL. Actually,
right.
See that little bitty space they got to kick at, and then fucking see the NFL what they got to get to kick at. I'm like, hey, buddy, you come to play for us.
There's only fucking 32 teams, you know.
So, were there any high-profile quarterbacks or, I guess, players that came from arena?
Kurt Warner, I know, played arena football before he was ever fucking, in the NFL. Yeah, I don't know. So, I'll look that up actually while you talk about yours.
Yeah, so I was looking up some, I don't know, trying to scare up some weird alternative sports. I've got a video of like thumb wrestling championship, which basically is just like 10 drunk people in a pub.
Yeah.
In fucking England. And that's what a lot of these come down to. One that was really intriguing to me was this idea of chess boxing. It sounds really ludicrous.
Kind of.
When you look at it, but when you actually see it in action, and see how these matches play out, it starts to make a lot of sense. It started off. It originates from a 1992 comic, actually. So the guy that created this, he read this comic by this, I think it was like a Serbian comic or some shit. It was like a sci-fi thing, and they had chess boxing, and actually in that, one of the characters ends up braining the other character with a fucking, like a queen or some shit. Totally over the top. And then he went on to do this in 2003 for a, he was involved in like doing art exhibits and stuff like that. So it was kind of like this art thing. And that was the world that he came from in 2003. Well, that was a success. So they've been at it ever since, and now they have like a world championship that takes place in Europe.
Still going?
Yeah, it's still going, and actually, it's gaining a lot of traction.
You gotta tell me how does this work?
So,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, so
chess boxing,
right? So
are you like have a bunch of pawns who are all boxers and they just start slugging away?
This is actually this is how it works. So it's literally chess and boxing alternating rounds. So you start off with a chess round, and then you go into boxing, chess, and you go, I think they have 11 rounds.
So after you're getting your heads knocked around,
right,
you go back to the chessboard?
So you have to do better at both, and it's really interesting. I've got a video in there that's actually a pretty good video in the outline. The Good Vid for Chess Boxing, and Vice did an article on it, and I also saw another one from ESPN. And really, it's kind of crazy because a lot of times you'll see guys are either really good boxers, and they're starting to get much better boxers involved in this, or they're really good in chess. And you win, well, you can win through points, or you can win through checkmate, or through a knockout. And it's kind of interesting in just watching that dynamic because you have to have all levels of the game, because you could, even if you're knocking a guy around in the ring, if you can't compete in chess, and if they're kicking your ass on the chessboard, you're not necessarily going to win that. And it's really interesting. The chess is like it's like speed chess. So you can lose by not being able to, do your move in time.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, man, someone just be like, I'm gonna think about this move while I fucking catch my breath.
Yeah. Now, their website, I thought it was kind of interesting because I'm reading about how it's gaining traction, and the website hasn't been updated in a few years, and I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, where'd the traction go?
Right. But then Vice, they just did an article in October. I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. Well, I read in there that what's happening is a lot of these homegrown organizations and clubs are springing up around the world, and there are actually two big entities, kind of like the ABA, NBA, because money's starting to be involved. So now they're like, well, we're going to control this. No, we're going to control this. So a lot of it's kind of homegrown. It's kind of decentralized at this point, but it's growing. And there is a presence in the U.S.
Who originated it?
This guy...
France, some dude in France.
Yeah, what the
It
fuck
would
was
be
his
the
name?
French.
He was known as the Joker. What was it? Lepe Rubin.
Let me guess, ISIS killed him.
Yeah. Now, he's still around. But it's interesting. And if you get a chance, watch that video in the outline.
I don't know why I just did that.
But
It's
kind of cool. Like, I thought it was ridiculous. But then you start to look at it, and it really kind of makes sense after you watch it in action. And just seeing how, because boxing in many ways is like chess as well, and just kind of keeping your wits, but you don't have that brute strength. You can't just overpower the guy, and it's
right.
It's kind of interesting. I thought it was pretty cool. I honestly think that it's going to go somewhere.
Not at all rain on your I like the idea of comparing it, but what I also hate is when it's like, oh, like so and so, like such and such is like chess. President, Obama, he's doing chess. Republicans, checkers.
But I guess I say that
like,
there's way more strategy in boxing.
I think anything that requires strategy, I think it's just we'll make it akin to chess. But this is actually taking like strategy that involves banging someone's brain with your fist and vice versa, and then having to try to mentally, strategically remember how to play chess.
Right. And these guys, I mean, you watch them play, these guys are they know what they're doing. It started off. Yeah. It started off.
So they're obviously not very good boxers, and they're all just kind of amateur boxers.
They've got pro boxers. They've got guys. They're starting to get.
Judging from the video that I just saw, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're in the beginning. Yes, it definitely was just kind of like a hobby type thing.
Yeah.
But now dudes are starting to train for this shit. And it's interesting. It's really interesting. It's pretty cool. Yeah, in the beginning videos, it's like chess nerds trying to box.
That's what I was imagining.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck. Well, we've got some audio of the World Championships in a different sort of game coming up here. So if you guys would like to take a listen to that, be my guest, and we'll be back.
Welcome to the Soggy Biscuit World Championships. Tonight's action is brought to you by Pillsbury. And to bring you the play-by-play, we have Charles Hamburg and four-time Soggy Biscuit World Champion Steve Gag Reflex Wilson.
Welcome to the Soggy Biscuit World Championships from sunny Las Vegas. Next to me is Gag Reflex Wilson, and tonight's match is gonna be a good one.
It is indeed, Chuck. Tonight as well, let's face it, the biggest night of the year for these four gentlemen. One's going home tonight with $1 million and the title of Soggy Biscuit World Champion, and well, the others are going home with stomachs full of cum.
Such an elegant way to phrase that. For those people out there who aren't familiar with this game that's completely sweeping the world, let's lay down some truths for them. Soggy Biscuit starts with an actual buttermilk biscuit made by the wonderful people at Pillsbury. The tournament starts with 4 competitors, each placed around the biscuit. The athletes then have to masturbate and try not to be the last one to come. The last one to come is out of the tournament and has to eat the biscuit that is now iced with everyone else's little guys. The remaining competitors then have 15 minutes to recharge. Then the game continues until only one is left standing.
And don't forget about the blue balls. That's where you can employ a few tactics to ice your fellow participants and make them lose their chub.
Oh, I wasn't forgetting about them. That's the best part of the game. When to use your blue balls is damn near a science, and if used properly, they can change the course of a match. Looks like the action is about to begin.
And they're off to a fast start in this one. I see Tom Two Titty Fitzsimmons is working up a sweat. He's rock hard and stroking it at a pretty vigorous pace.
The folks at home will remember Two Titty from last year's finals, when he lost in the third round and refused to eat the biscuit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to be him. I mean, it's one thing to have to eat the biscuit when the other dudes come on it, but to have to endure the dolphin rape instead, I don't know. I'd rather just eat the biscuit.
I know, right? Wow, those dolphins are vicious. Back to the action. It seems that Cleveland Braunschweiger is employing his first blue ball. He's showing Two Titty a vintage 70s gay porn to try and make him slow down his jerkin pace.
Speaking of pace, Fred Harry Palm Hudson is really picking his up. He's pounding it super hard. Oh no! Out of nowhere, a fourth competitor, the relative unknown Kurt Donkey Punch Smith, has completely cock-blocked.
For the viewers, let's explain a cock block and why this is such a bold move. A cock block is where you can punch a competitor in the genitals. You can only use it once per tournament because it uses all 3 of your available blue balls. I honestly haven't seen anything like this since, I don't know, I think it was 2002 when Jimmy Bukkake Davidson used it in the second round and went on to win. But to use it in the first round, it's a bold move indeed. We need to pay a few bills, folks. We'll be back shortly.
Who is the loved one? Allah. Who is Ar-Rahman?
How well do you know your prophet?
We went into the cave and there were all these pictures of men sucking cocks. And that's when we knew Muhammad loved the cock.
This Sunday, in a lame Explorer exclusive, we take a look into the never-before-seen cock-loving, take-it-in-the-ass life of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, this guy was gayer than AIDS.
Fuck your God. Only on the Lame Network.
And we're back. A lot has happened over the break as Cleveland Braunschweiger has finished and is now the first competitor to move on to round 2.
Unfortunately, it's not looking too good for Harry Palm Hudson, as he took an uppercut straight to the cock and is so far behind that I'm pretty sure it's over.
Yeah, that's right, Reflex. He's sucking hind tit, as my grandma used to say. Oh, look. Now Kurt Donkey Punch Smith is finished, followed right behind by Two Titty. It looks like it just wasn't Hudson's year. He won't be repeating as champion and will relinquish his title to one of the 3 remaining men. Round 2 starts in 15 minutes and we'll see if the sacrifice that Donkey Punch made in the first round will pay off. Stay tuned to the Lame Network for the 2015 World Soggy Biscuit Championships.
All right. And we're back. And now we're going to move on to the What's Sexy section of the show. But before we do, man, how about that game that we just listened to, huh? That match?
Yeah.
That's some pretty intense shit.
Fuck is wrong with you white people?
Hey, at least we can jump, dude.
Share the DNA.
Well, make sure you go to facebook.com/the Red Eye Report or our website, theredeyereport.com. Comment what was your favorite part of that tournament of champions that was going on there. I'm a Two Titty fan. That's just me, man. I like the Two Titties. All right, so but we're gonna move on to What's Sexy and started off with Ashtray and Tommy James and the Shondells.
Tommy James and the Shondells. You guys would probably be like, this is the gayest What's Sexy of the whole week.
Yep.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I grew up with the oldies, and I was going through some Amazon stuff, and I bought this anthology, and I didn't realize he had all these oldie hits were by Tommy James and the Shondells. He did probably most notably known for I Think We're Alone Now, which Tiffany covered in the 80s.
I think we're alone now.
Oh, now doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, we know it. We know it. Let's go.
Money.
Nice. Okay.
Crimson and Clover.
Hanky Panky.
Hanky Panky.
Is that the one? My baby does the hanky panky. Okay.
Crystal Blue Persuasion. And my favorite is Dragging the Line.
Dragging the
Got
line.
that bass. So yeah, that's my What's Sexy. If you are into the oldies, check it out. It's like $12 on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got better shit to spend $12 on. I'm just saying.
Hey man, I get to write it off on my taxes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
you use it for DJing. That's right.
Mm-hmm. I use
Right on.
all my music purchases.
Yeah,
for
sure
my
you do. Sure you do.
DJ.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to DC cartoons and Teddy Bear.
Yeah, DC has been coming out with a lot of cartoons. The first one came out last year. It was called DC War. It introduced kind of like the first what do you call it? Justice League working together. And the way they're doing it is actually pretty cool. The new one came out this year, and it was called Justice League Throne of Atlantis, and it's pretty much the story of telling how the Justice League came together, and it's working out real well. They're going real well together. The new one picked up where the last one left off, and they're doing a great job. And I think if the people, whoever making these DC movies that are going to introduce the DC universe, I think they can take a hint from these fucking movies, because they're actually well done. These cartoons are. But they're not going to do that. They're going to have some fucking stupid ass Batman Superman movie with Ben Affleck in it. It's going to suck, and then they're going to wonder why people don't give a shit about DC characters.
There we go. Ben Affleck is Teddy's Gwyneth Paltrow, if you will.
I just don't like him as an actor. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't. That's it. That's all. And Daredevil fucking sucked. Yeah. Not that he was a fucking pimp ass superhero to begin with, but I mean,
yeah, right.
I mean, it's not like he fucking had to play fucking.
Oh my god,
that is a good point. It's not like he was fucking Superman, you know. Or
I mean, yeah, he's not a badass superhero anyway. But I mean, it's just.
Hey,
and he's
man.
gonna be Batman now.
He's a blind
He'll
motherfucker.
be Batman, yeah.
He'll be fucking Batman now.
I bet you he's gonna be a badass. You guys can go
I
fuck
bet
yourself.
he's gonna fucking suck.
I'm an Affleckian. I love Ben.
Do you
I
really?
love Big Ben. Not really. No, not really.
Oh man,
Reindeer Games was the best movie ever made. All right? So go fuck yourself. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend in a very uncomfortable position. Like what? Like the back of a Volkswagen? Anyway, my What's Sexy is the State of the Union address. Not all of it, because I don't really fucking care. But specifically the part where Obama, and I got a video up here, where he come on, this thing's all froze up and shit.
come on, it
Froze up.
Amazon.
So basically he says whoa.
Whoa, what happened
What?
there? Did you just
I don't
do a
know.
mic
I
drop?
don't know what's going on.
Oh wow, you know what? We're on the air.
Yeah, I
We better
know.
we got to fill in the dead air with some sort of like, well, ladies and gentlemen, there seems to be a
Yeah, well,
disturbance in
just
the
one
force.
second here while our
whoa.
technology catches up.
We better talk about something.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm playing it right now. But anyway, what he says is I have no more campaigns to run. And then the GOP, the fucking teabaggers, they start clapping because obviously they don't like Obama. And he gets this like little smirk. He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, huh? Yeah, I know, because I won both of them. And the entire like fucking dude, it turns
Wasn't
into
it
like
the
a
Tea
fucking
Party?
rave. Turns into like a fucking like people are fucking raising the roof and getting up and applauding and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like whoop whoop. Fucking black man told you old white fucks to go fuck yourself. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say. That smirk. Oh, I love it.
Got to feel.
Sorry, I'm just
be a
watching the
gangster.
video now. Yeah, he's a fucking like I just I don't know.
Well, he's in.
I hate. I
He's now
can't
lame
stand
duck
people that
and
are
he
just
can-
overly racist, like overtly, not overly, overtly racist, but use that whole term like Teddy said before. Well, I'm not a racist, but you know he's black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, bothers
I
the
am a
shit out of me.
racist, though.
But here's an inflammatory statement.
Yeah, I'm not a racist, but fucking niggers need to get the fuck out of here. You know, like, what? Mexicans are fucking gay. I don't know. Like, fucking at least own up to it. Be like, you know what? I don't like him because he's black. Get him the fuck out of here. Does it make you feel better, people who say that? I pose that question to you. Go to our Facebook and answer. Anyway, 2 punk for punk, Oracle.
Yeah, there was recently a Dead Kennedys concert in Solana Beach, which is north of San Diego. I believe it's between San Diego and Los Angeles, closer to Los Angeles. I think I actually might have went to this venue one time. But anyway, during the concert, this dude and this chick just fucking get it on the stage. And they're thinking that
Team 10 obtained
charges
an
aren't going to be
photo
filed
of a
because
sex act,
nobody made a complaint. So actually, that's my what's sexy, because people were shocked
That they're
by
not
it.
going to get.
Yeah, but nobody narked them out. They're just like, well, whatever. It was a fucking punk concert, so
Right.
I guess fuck it.
Big deal. Fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I haven't seen anything where they're going to get charged or anything. They did say they were going to charge the trying to seek charges against the venue or whatever, but nothing came out of it. So, good job.
Wow.
Good job being
Well played, heathens.
Yeah. Good job, heathens.
I could have swore Bobby Brown got in trouble for that shit back in like 91 or something. Because he fucked some chick on stage.
Who?
Bobby Brown.
Probably.
Might be before your time.
He would.
Probably, but these were just random. These weren't the artists. It wasn't the Dead Kennedys. It was just people coming out of the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And nobody narked them out. Hey, man.
Wow.
Do what you got to do.
What happens in the pit stays in the pit.
Hey. All right. Now we're moving on to the Netflix movie review. This week it was Oracle's. Sorry.
No, don't pin that shit on me,
pin
dude.
that shit on me. It was Ashtray's pick. He picked No Escape from 1994.
No Escape.
Starring Ray Liotta. And he can explain why he did such a thing.
I picked No Escape by Ray Liotta because I remember it as a kid, and
you're a heartless bastard, that's why.
I am not. I really like the concept. Basically, they send the worst of the worst criminals to this island that nobody knows about in the private prisons in 2017. I think it was.
Was it? Yeah, it was.
It was 2022.
Oh, wait,
Was
yeah,
it?
2022. I think it was
7 years from now.
Yep. 7 years from now.
Hey,
It's going to be this private island where it's divided by 2 camps, the outsiders and
The Insiders.
the insiders. Were they actually called the insiders?
They were actually called the Insiders, yes.
And they were on the peninsula, and they were led by the wise and learned bishop from Alien.
Yeah.
And Ray Liotta comes down and he
don't take no shit from nobody.
Yeah, he don't take shit from nobody, but yet he's haunted and tormented by all these innocent people he killed, even though he's like such a cold-hearted killer.
Are we going to retell the movie? Are we going to read the script?
All right. Anyways.
Well, you let him talk first. What do you expect to happen?
Exactly. Just to fuck all y'all, because I know you're going to rip all on me, I was also really ripped, but I'm going to give her a 3.75.
What?
Yes. I liked it.
You
Wow.
liked it. What?
There were plenty of like graphic parts where it was corny. Yes. But this was an HBO movie. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know it was an HBO movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate HBO now. Wow. All right. So what was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene gosh. The whole movie was so full of them.
Oh, Jesus.
I did really like the stationary opening credits where he just then walks out of formation and
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
executes his superior officer.
Huh. All right.
All right, who's ever next? I got Asher.
All right,
Stop
Oracle.
rambling. You guys, I'll rip on
I'll
me.
go next because mine will be short.
All right, Teddy, go ahead.
I didn't like this movie. I'm not a big fan of old movies, and this came out in 1994, so I started off kind of biased when I saw Ray Liotta. I got a little hope up, and then my hope was dashed against the rocks, just like that stupid fucking box he threw out to the ocean.
The box.
I felt like they tried to introduce too many. I felt like they tried to get you to care about too many characters in this movie. They kept introducing people to you in the beginning. It's like get to know this person. We want you to feel for this person or something. I don't.
The different members of the
Yeah.
community.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of this movie. It just didn't. It really didn't hold my attention. The acting was subpar. He ran for fucking like 5 miles before he realized he was shot in the fucking leg. And then he had to use a crutch for half the rest of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he rode down that hill and he's like, oh, my leg, I've been grazed by a bullet. I'm like, you didn't notice it after you run at full speed? Like,
He got shot with that arrow, though.
So what?
Yeah, he got shot
with the arrow in the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was banged up. Didn't he fall down a waterfall for a while?
Yeah.
He like really should. Oh, and then he stopped where he's
All right,
like,
it's my turn to talk now.
he's
Okay,
dead.
my turn to talk now. Okay.
It was so good.
My favorite scene was in the beginning, which is because I thought it was gonna, when they had him fight that little buddy on the 5 minutes in the pool, and then he just the little buddy yells and everybody else yells and he just throws that shit. Just extraordinary, not what we expected, but extraordinary. And the fact that Merrick was oozing with charisma.
Oozing with charisma. Yeah, he's oozing with something.
Yeah. I'm gonna give the movie 2.5.
Damn.
I didn't like it.
Right on.
That's about it. Yeah.
All right, Oracle.
Yeah, this one. Well, immediately, like that first scene when they're flying in on the chopper, it totally reminded me of Jurassic Park, except like the Denny's version of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it did look like a Jurassic Park island.
Right.
Probably was the same island.
Right. I don't know if it was the editing or what. Like the battle scenes, it seemed like they were shot at like different times of the day. Like it didn't even seem like the same damn battle was going on. And that's how a lot of the movie.
I mean, when like the big camp raids?
Yeah, the whole thing felt very disjointed to me. My favorite scene definitely would have to be when Ray Liotta drinks the hooch. Like, there's this guy that's making alcohol in the camp, and it almost seemed like they actually put like vodka in there or something because he fucking just loses his shit.
Yeah.
When he drinks it. Like, he's just like, like, he's just going crazy.
Mixture of piss and gasoline.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5. This, I don't know. This is a terrible fucking movie.
Nice. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a fucking flat out 2. 2 out of 5. Like it was cliched, bad acting. I think I liked it in 1994, but I was drunk a lot during that time.
I loved that movie as a kid.
Yeah. But I was drunk a lot, so.
Well, that's why I
something to
stayed
do
drunk
with it.
when I watched it.
Yeah, right, exactly. But whatever. I mean, take your pick. It was gay. One thing that really bothered me was that Ray Liotta was basically Henry Hill from Goodfellas in like a prison. You know, an island prison. Like the part where that Teddy was just talking about where he kills that fucking big Samoan motherfucker. And then like the dude's like, you want to stay? Blah? And fucking, he like does if you promise to hire another lifeguard. Blah. Like that fucking lame ad, dude. Learn how to act.
When was
Fucking kidding me.
Goodfellas? What year was that made?
91, 92? It was before this. It was like 2 years before this. I think it was 92.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know too. I don't like it.
I don't think Ray Liotta is a bad actor.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think.
I think he's a
bad
one-trick pony, man.
Oh, maybe
Name
he's a
something
one-
else that he
I
wasn't.
see what you're saying,
that
like he
character
kind
in.
of plays the
Yeah,
same
he wasn't
character
Frank
all the
Hill,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't name anything, but I guess I kind of like that character.
I guess if you like that character, I mean, it's like watching Nicolas Cage in everything. He's
No,
just
it's not like
Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
What now? Oh,
I still would take Ray Liotta over Nicolas
Yeah, I
Cage.
take Ray Liotta over.
really? I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, dude.
I don't know.
Peach. I could eat a peach
Maybe
for hours.
some older Nicolas Cage stuff, but
Anyway,
you know,
all right.
Rock.
Next week we're gonna watch. The Rock is by. You can't say that because it's got Sean Connery in it. Automatically, you're kind of cool when you're next to Sean Connery.
That's
so
true.
You get like +1 because it's
right. It's like doing a movie with Denzel Washington. You're just like, fuck, this is gonna be big.
You're in
Anyway,
his aura.
so we're gonna watch Blue in the Face. It's a snuff porn that Oracle has put up
Balls.
for us. But no, it really isn't. It looks actually kind of interesting. But we're gonna move on to Ask the Idiots. The first one is for all of us from Stacy Walsh in Montgomery, Alabama. We all have to go really quick. If you were in a fight, what superpower would you choose and why? Teddy.
I would choose to have. I'd have to be like Superman superpowers. So
Superman. Okay, flying, strength, shit like that. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, Ashtray.
Ashtray, man, I want to be like fucking Iceman, where I could just be like, make a big ice shield, freeze his knuckles, shatter against my face. Oh, I'm sorry. Should I pick those up?
All right, Oracle.
Fuck. I don't know. Maybe like
That's a power.
yeah, fuck the power of fuck.
Fucking man.
In a fight, you just start raping. You'd be rape man.
Dolphin
Rape man, yeah, dolphin rape man. Traveling the seas, raping everything that I see.
Jesus Christ.
That's terrible. We are gonna be murdered.
For real?
Yeah.
All right, you're going with Rape Man. I'm going to go with mind control, probably. I think that would be cool.
Make them punch themselves.
Right,
There you go.
right.
Dude, even if you get a superpower, you still don't want to. You just want to sit there and do nothing, huh?
Touche.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Fuck you. These kryptonite won't take me down, you bitch. Okay, number 2, Ryan Seacrest from Hollywood,
Taking hard
California.
will, yeah.
This is for
Nice.
Ashtray.
Okay.
Why am I so gay?
You see, Ryan, like, what you have to realize is you're sitting like you have a corn cob up your ass.
Wow. Okay.
Wrong way.
Oh,
And
okay.
That's
What's the right
probably-
way?
Yeah,
to put
there's a
corn cob
right
up?
way.
You can put it in the back way so it doesn't hurt so bad coming out, but Jesus.
Oh my god.
Nonetheless.
That was way more in depth than I was expecting.
Hey, I don't know. He just kind of always looks like his butthole is like puckered as tight as possible while he's judging you singing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand in front of that man and let him ridicule me. I've got a tender heart.
Oh my god. Anyway, Tim Baker, Humboldt, Nevada. Oracle. Why the redhead hatred, brother?
Because they look like freaks.
Oh, come on.
No.
This coming from the
Okay.
guy who's got a fucking shoulder
Oh,
like
I know.
fucking Quasimodo.
Hey, it's not. I just can't handle fucking shit all over their face. Like it's freckles just fucking.
So it's like the
everywhere.
ginger ones.
Yeah,
like
that. I
straight
don't
up
have a problem with the red hair. I don't have a
Okay.
problem with that.
All right. Anyway, all right. That's the Ask the
Oh,
Idiots.
it's like fucking.
Write them in. Write in your
If it
questions
looks
to our
like
Facebook.
leprosy, then
If it looks like it's gonna fall off of you, I don't want anything to do with it.
right.
So we're gonna move. We're gonna move on to fuck what you think. But before you do, make sure you write your questions into the Facebook.com/the Red Eye Report or the RedEyeReport.com. We'll read them on the air. You know, if they're real, we don't want any fake ones. Anyway, we'll move on to fuck what you think. I'm going to start it off. There is a French mural that I saw a picture of. It was on Vice.com. That apparently shows a superhero gang rape. No, it's questionable. It really is questionable whether this is
because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, whether this is fucking real or not, or any part of it, really, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's real. I just don't know that it is in good taste. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely.
I understand the point they're trying to make. But there's more tactful ways to do it than showing fucking Wonder Woman getting ass raped.
Other than that,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't get it. What do you think, Ashtray? You think this is real?
Well, it sounded like the word bubbles might not be because the picture of them painting over it looks a little more convincing.
Right.
And it may just be the fact that the word bubbles being photoshopped makes the rest of it kind of look a little artificial, or like that it could have been photoshopped. But when you get it at that different angle, it's much more convincing. And there was no word bubbles in that.
Yeah, I think the word bubbles were the point, the political part of it. But that still leaves the question. Why was this mural in a hospital for 14 years and nobody thought that this was inappropriate? I understand they have different fucking morals.
Did the articles tell about the history of it?
Just that it was there for 14 years. It doesn't say anything.
Someone should have been like, who the fuck authorized this? You don't just well, I'll be damned. Really? Well, yeah, I always wondered too. You didn't know? I didn't know.
Didn't even notice that was there.
Yeah.
Someone never questioned it? Well, it came with one of those medical programs. I thought, I don't know. Who runs this operation?
Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
Probably VA fucking
It could have been on the maternity ward floor. You never know.
God.
Right. I mean, it could have been a fucking rape thing. I don't know. I have no idea. But it doesn't make it. It blows my mind that that's there, I guess. Anyway, Ashtray, Russell Wilson, no doubt.
No doubt.
No diggity.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Well, Russell Wilson pulling his whole team up by his own ass hairs and squeaking out that win, which was a great game to watch. But
it wasn't. It was a horrible game for fucking
for
55
fans,
minutes.
Yes.
And then 5 minutes of it was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Anyways, it was at the end where he was crying and there was no doubt. There's just no doubt.
Thank God that there was no doubt.
God was there for me. There was no doubt we were going to rally for this. We can make it count, blah, blah, blah. And it's just so blubbery. And then, I mean, not only that, like when he was crying, it's like, whatever, like you say like stupid shit. And there's plenty of that when, right at the moment when you win a game and you want to thank God or whatever. But then when it goes fast forward 10, 15 minutes to where they're talking back at the Fox desk, with all the pundits and they have Russell Wilson there, and he just, if you go back to your DVR, he must say no doubt 8 to 12 times. There's just no doubt. I mean, that was just the next morning on CBS News. James Brown was like, he's like, Russell Wilson, like, I'm a laid back commentator, but give me a break. There's no way you knew you were going to win. Like, no one knew you guys were going to win that.
Right.
There was no doubt you didn't have any doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Anyway, all right. From Russell Wilson to a toilet snake, Oracle.
Yeah,
good segue.
Yeah, you like that?
So I recently stumbled upon this article, and this is actually in Southern California, in San Diego. This woman, she worked for. Hold on, let me bring the article up here. Worked for a Vertical PR. The company was called Vertical PR. Well, anyway, she goes into the bathroom, and there was a 5.5-foot Colombian rainbow boa that was in the toilet. It must have came up the fucking toilet somehow.
Wow.
Came up the plumbing.
It's terrible.
Yeah, she's...
God, that would scare the shit out of me.
After seeing the critter's flickering tongue, Laska realized she was dealing with a snake and quickly ran from the bathroom to call animal services. They had showed up, and aside from biting one of the handlers, the non-venomous reptile was vacated from the bathroom without incident. So,
Jesus.
besides biting somebody, I guess it could have killed a baby or something.
There was a traffic stop, and besides the police officer getting shot and killed, I mean, everything went all right.
That's right. I just would have took a gallon of bleach and dumped it right in the toilet with it.
Right?
Yeah.
I just closed the lid and put a brick on it.
But I've got it in the outline. That's a big-ass snake. So if you're not a snake person, that's probably the most terrifying thing that you could ever see. So yeah, don't put your snakes in the toilet.
Don't put your ass on my snake. Anyway, all right. We're going to move on to Deflategate. Tedward.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, they are now accusing the Patriots of playing with slightly deflated balls to give them the win over the Colts. And I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's just another excuse to come up to why the Patriots are beating the shit out of everybody. Again, Mystic, you said you put up an article that said that they had played with slightly deflated balls for the first half, right? And then they had
new ones that were tested right before the second half.
Yeah, where they proceeded to stomp the Colts even worse.
Yeah, so
I found an article about from Brad Johnson, who's a former quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Super Bowl 30 looks like 37, I guess. He said that he paid somebody $7,500 to rough up the 100 footballs that they were going to do that Super Bowl game.
That job.
Yeah, that's a lot of
because
money.
he likes his balls. He said he likes his balls to be
he likes his balls to be handled.
Roughed up.
Yeah, he likes a little rough. He doesn't like that slick feeling of a brand new ball. So he paid people to do that. He said he went and got the balls and got his goddamn self fucking and then had the balls roughed up. And apparently other people, other teams in the NFL do this because they say that that while Tom Brady likes his balls to be a little less deflated, more deflated, Aaron Rodgers likes his overinflated and things like that.
I heard that Brett Favre liked his really inflated too.
Huh.
That's one of the reasons, like, he had such high velocity. That's one of the reasons that it hurt. Like, a lot of receivers, like, people would fucking break fingers and shit.
Yeah.
And because the ball was so fucking inflated, like, the velocity it upped it a lot. So, I mean, it's personal preference. And I always thought that I knew that that there was a range that they had to be in, but I always thought that the officials, like, tested them and kept them. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that that they don't get tampered with. And honestly, it may change because of this.
Yeah, they probably will now.
But I don't understand the bitching. Like, dude, you fucking lost. And the Ravens too. Shut the fuck up about it. You fucking lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't fucking cheat. It's just it's the same thing, like, not just Deflategate, but with a receiver was ineligible. He called ineligible and we didn't know about it. Well, it's your fucking problem. It doesn't say in the rules that I have to tell you. You know what I mean? I told the referee. That's the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with it. Fucking learn the fucking rules. You know? Or I just shut the fuck up. He doesn't play like you. There's a reason that he's going to his 6th fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right.
Not trying to be fucking mean about it, but I mean, not just Tom Brady, Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
is what I'm talking about. He's the architect of the whole
fucking
thing.
Deflated footballs. Okay.
Yeah, apparently, right.
Yeah. Gets him every time.
Anyway, all right. In all seriousness, A rape scene in a public place like a hospital is a little too far, honestly. I mean, I understand that cultures are different and people aren't as conservative, but really? When I take my kids to a public place, I prefer a little less fisting in my artwork. But hey, maybe it's just me. To each his own, right? That's our show. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. Like us, share us, or fuck us. Ashtray's down for whatever. I'm Mystic.
I'm Oracle.
Ashtray was invite your me.
Then I'm Teddy.
How drunk are you? And this is the Red Eye Report.
This kid is so fucked up. Jesus Christ.
That's when you can get me to take anything.
Dude, any minute we're gonna hear his roommate yell, "Get the fuck out of my room, Craig!"
Oh my god.
Why do you have a candle?
Why do you have a
Why is there a hot dog up your ass? Get out of my room.
Jesus Christ. All right.